Today we will study about the cell. As we know that the cell is the structural and functional unit of life. So we will see what is the unit, the cell, with the help of the diagram. As we know that the cell is discovered by Robert Hooke. Robert Hooke. He is the scientist who has discovered the cell in 1665 with the help of simple cork. As we know that previous time in homeopathic bottle there is a cork which is used for making a plug outside. So he has taken that cork which is made by skeleton kinetic tissue and then cut the TS of that cell. So what is TS? TS is known as transverse section. When he has seen this image under a microscope, then the image was like this, and that is the cell which is in hexagonal in structure. So we can see that these are the cells which are the unit of life. They are the hexagonal structure. These cells are hexagonal in structure. They are made by skeleton kinetic tissue, and first time Robert Hooke has given the term cell. The cell is studied in a branch of science which is known as cytology. Cytology is a branch of science. Cyto means cell and logy means study. So study of cell is known as cytology. After the Robert Hooke, one scientist came whose name was Antony von Leeuwenhoek. He is known as father of microorganisms. So he has developed his own microscope, and by that microscope he has observed cell under higher resolutions, right? And we will also understand that Robert Hooke is known as father of cytology. After this, we will understand how many type of cell is there. So there are basically two type of cell. The first cell which we will study is known as prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell. And second type of cell is called as eukaryotic cell. In the case of prokaryotic cell, we will understand that these are the primitive cells. These are the pro means primitive. By the Greek word we can understand it is called primitive cell. The primitive cell do not contain, karyon means nucleus. So they have primitive type of nucleus. Here karyon means nucleus. So in primitive nucleus we will find that the examples like blue-green algae, or we talk about any bacteria. Suppose this is a bacterial cell. This is the flagella. It is enclosed by cell wall. This is called cell wall. And here there is a genetic material, either RNA strand or sometimes single DNA strand, also seen in some bacteria. Here the gel-like structure which is filled is known as cytoplasm. It is called as cytoplasm. In the case of primitive cell or prokaryotic cell, 70 S type of ribosomes are found. Second important feature is that in this cell, the cell organelles are undeveloped and they are not found. Only few organelles are found, like a primitive type of nucleus is found in that, and either one or two mitochondria also seen for energy production. But in the case of eukaryotic cell, when we talk about, in these cells, it is having U means basically the modern or advanced cell. Nucleus is found, karyon means nucleus. in these cells, actually the cells which is found, which is classified, their 80S type of ribosome is C. Second, cell organelles are found. Cell organelles are well established or well developed. One more important thing, when we see the eukaryotic cell, they are further classified into two parts, and these are, first is known as your plant cell, and second type of cell is known as animal cell. Plant cell, and second is known as animal cell. Now we will understand about plant cell. This is an structure of a plant cell which is enclosed by cell wall, and this is cell wall which is made up of cellulose. Inside this there is a cell membrane present. Here we will see that one nucleus is found, and this nucleus enclosed by nuclear membrane. Nucleus is enclosed with a nuclear membrane. Now we will see that one fluid which is filled inside the nucleus, it is called as nucleoplasm. The fluid which is filled inside is known as nucleoplasm. Inside this, as we know that our body is controlled with the help of brain, same way the cell is controlled with the help of nucleus, and nucleus is controlled with the help of nucleolus. So here we will see that one nucleolus is present. Nucleolus is present inside the nucleus. As you can see, there large vacuoles are also present. Vacuoles are present. Here we will see the chloroplast. These are the basically chloroplast which is present inside the cell. Chloroplast used to contain green pigment like chlorophyll, and different type of chlorophyll are there, chlorophyll A, B, C, D, E. In this cell, the chloroplast which containing the pigment, that is your chlorophyll. And the function of chlorophyll which helps in the process of photosynthesis reaction, and that is why the plant cell is an autotroph. Plant is an autotroph because here the photosynthesis takes place inside the cell. This structure is known as mitochondria. Now this is the plastids. These are the plastids. Here we can see these are endoplasmic reticulum. In this cell, the fluid which is filled inside the cell, except the nucleus, is known as, the fluid is known as cytoplasm. It is called as cytoplasm. These are the Golgi bodies which are present. Golgi body which is present inside the plant cell, and it has important function like protein synthesis as well as the enzyme regulation. That's the important function of one endoplasmic reticulum which contain the ribosomes. They are called as rough endoplasmic reticulum. Now we'll see one more important feature like microtubules which are present in plant cells. Microtubules are present in plant cells. Some bodies are present, small granules like they are called cell body. So this is a structure which is clearly indicating about plant cell. This is a structure of a plant cell. A plant cell. As we know that there are the plant cell which is found in plants. Basically we know different classifications of a plant kingdom with different divisions. The first division, that is your Thallophyta. Plant kingdom have first classification because R.H. Redker, he is a scientist, R.H. Redker, who has given the classification in 1869, Redker, where the plant kingdom 5 classification which is given by R.H. Redker is your Monera, kingdom Monera, then Protista, then we talk about Plantae, Animalia and Fungi. These are the 5 kingdoms which is given by R.H. Redker in 1869. Then in this we will talk about plant kingdom. In plant kingdom, the further division takes place. The first division, as we can find, that is called as Thallophyta, and second is known as your Bryophyta. Third is known as Pteridophyta. Next, fourth kingdom, it is called as Gymnosperm. And last, fifth kingdom is known as Angiosperm. Angiosperm. The angiosperm is further divided into 2 parts. That is, first is monopod plants, and second is dipod plants. This we have understand because we are talking about a plant cell. So plant cell is found in this plant kingdom, as we know, whether it is Thallophyta, which is a unicellular plants which is found in this, basically the planktons, or we talk about some algae. They are green in color. There also they help in the photosynthetic process. Bryophyta is called amphibian plant, and here the plant can live in water as well as in land. Example, Margantia. Pteridophyta is a important kingdom where the true leaves, true stem and true roots are present. Where in Bryophyta, absence of true leaf, stem as well as roots are present. In place of true leaf, it is an outgrowth which is found, and in place of root, rhizoids are found. But in stem, that is also a not true stem which is found in Bryophyta. But in Pteridophyta, all things are found. Example, when we talk about a Pteridophyta, basically the fern, example are fern, or you can talk about Lycopodium, Selaginella. These are the example of Pteridophyta. In gymnosperm, when we talk about gymno means naked, sperm means seed. So So in gymnosperm, naked seeds are found. Megasporophyll formation take place. Here the example are like cycas, spinous. So seed coat is absent in the case of gymnosperm. Angiosperm means they are the advanced division of plant kingdom where the seed coat is present on particular cell or seed, as well as they are further classified into monocot and dicot. Monocot where the one cotyledon is present, but in the case of dicot the two cotyledons are present. When we see the compare the roots of monocot and dicot, we will find that in monocot basically the adventitious root is found, which is also called fibrous root. It is like this. In the case of dicot there is a one primary root, and this is called primary root. And from this the secondary root formation takes place. And after that the tertiary root. These are the tertiary roots. And here the root cap which is present for digging the earth, and they used to go deeper inside the earth, as well as they are shorter in height. One more important thing here, all roots are primary roots. Second important thing is that when we see the monocot seed, they have one cotyledon present in the case of seed. This we are talking about root. And here the two cotyledons are basically present in the case of dicot. This is called C1 cotyledon and this is C2 cotyledon. But the next when we talk about in the leaf, what is the difference between monocot and dicot? Here in monocot the leaves have midrib, where the leaves all have parallel venuations. But in the case of dicot, when you see the reticulate veneation clearly seen in the case of leaf, by on these basis we can define that the plant belongs to which category, monocot or dicot. In all these plants, the cells which is called found is known as a plant cell, and the plant cell here we see the structure that they have different cell organelles present which are well defined, and basically the chloroplast, large number of vacuoles, nucleus is not found at the center, at the side of the cell, centriole is absent, centromere is absent in this, and cell wall present which is enclosed by your cell membrane, and it is only permeable for favorable condition like your oxygen, water molecules which are necessary for the cell. They have the permeability. They work on diffusion process or sometimes osmosis process also, it is clearly seen. After this we will talk about animal cell. In the case of animal cell, we will see the cell, their structure, their organelles. The diagram is as follows. When we see the animal cell, it is like this. This is an animal cell. They are enclosed with one more membrane. As you can see here, this is called as cell membrane. It is semi-permeable in nature. Inside this, a prominent nucleus is present. This is a nucleus. Nucleus is present here. This body is known as nucleolus. Nucleolus, which used to control the nucleus. Here the chromatin threads or chromatin fibers are present. Chromatin fiber. Some ribosomes are also